Hello. This week's Parashat Bo, from the book of Shmot. How much we have to thank Hashem every day for everything He is bringing in our life, good or bad. And when we learn to thank Him for the bad, which we think it's bad, but it's actually always good because it's coming from Hashem, the good is going to come, and we learn to appreciate and to appreciate everything that happens to us, every single thing, as a lesson, as an act of love from Hashem. And yes, sometimes it's hard to see that, but many times we can see it later. And I want to talk a little bit about this week's parasha and how much this parasha especially is teaching us to thank Hashem for everything. So it's written, V'yomar Moshe el ha'am, Moshe said to the people, on this day, you went out in the month of Aviv, Nisan. Of course, we know already that nothing is randomly in the Torah, and no word is there by chance, no letter is there by chance, nothing happens by chance, everything has a purpose, everything has a meaning. We know already that the Torah is full of wisdom and codes and hidden messages. So the Mechilta comments that Moshe Rabbeinu did not simply mention in passing the season in which the Jews were to be redeemed. Okay, so as he says, on this day you went out in the month of Aviv. Yes, rather he was exhorting the people to remember that Hashem took them out of Egypt in the most auspicious month of Nisan. This was an extra special kindness from Hashem, as the weather is perfect at this time of year. There are no extremes of heat or cold, nor is the season of rain. And why was so necessary to emphasize this point? In Parashat Vayetze, after the birth of her firstborn, Rachel Imeinu named her son Joseph. Rashi explains that Rachel had a specific reason in mind when she gave the name Asaf Elokim et Herpati. Hashem had absolved me from blame. Now that she had a son of her own, she would no longer be blamed for every mishap that occurred in the house. Rabbi Tzvi Feldman, זיכרונה לברכה, זכר צדיק לברכה, Mirach Mashgiach, derived from Rachel unusual explanation a tremendous lesson for us all. We see that tzaddikim are grateful for each occurrence that happened to them, and for all of this, and for all of its many faces. So we know not only Rachel but also Leah and everybody in the Torah, they all use the things that happened to them, and to name to put the name to the child, to the things that happened to them. Even Jacob, when he was dreaming the dream, he called a specific name to the place that was there. Like, you see that everything that happens in all the stories of the Torah, that everything that has meaning also gets a name. So naming a place or saying a thing, it's really a way of being grateful and acknowledging that we know that Hashem is present and that everything has a meaning. Okay, so even the most minute detail is not omitted when the righteous thank Hashem for the overwhelming chesed that He bestows upon them, even if it seems insignificant, like avoiding blame in the household. With this, we can likewise understand the explanation of Moshe's words in our pasuk. Moshe is teaching Pninei Israel that we must recall and thank Hashem for every minor detail, even the comfort and convenience of traveling during the most pleasant time of year, the month of Nisan. Taken into context with the great miracles of Yetziat Mitzrayim, we should not forget the little things as well. Because when you have something big that happened in your life, it's very easy to say, oh, Hashem did that, and I thank Him for this miracle, for this thing, and for that thing. But we sometimes forget the small details, the love is in the small details always. The weather when you went to a place, the little things that happen to you on your way to get there. All this shows that Hashem is always present, that it's always in our life. So Rabbi Baruch of Mezibush, Zichronah Livracha, would say, Chazal tell us, open for me an opening the size of a pinhole, and I will open it for you of the size of a Grand Holloway. The way of a Jew to truly become close to Hashem is by making the slightest bit of effort, and Hashem will do the rest. In Mitzrayim, however, the Jews have reached the lower point, the 49 level of impurity, and couldn't even master a tiny pinhole. This one time only, Pesach Hashem al Patach. Pesach Hashem al Patach. Hashem himself created the opening through which Pnei Israel were able to rise up and be redeemed from Egypt. How do we thank Hashem? How do we do this? By using our own words. You don't really necessarily need to have a prayer or a special thing to say. Yes, it's good if you have one. I use a lot Nishmat Kol Chai, Mizmor LeTodah, and all these prayers. I also have a special prayer of thanking Hashem every single day. Even if, I always have what to thank Hashem, but every day I'm using this. But if you don't, just use your words in your own language. Say thank you Hashem for everything, for the little things and for the big things. Because when we learn to appreciate the little things, then we will really be able to truly understand the amazing miracles that Hashem is bringing in our lives every single day for each one of us. I wish you an amazing day. Shabbat Shalom. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe. Shabbat Shalom.